Hello, my name is Jennifer Wilson, and I'm going to be your instructor for Statistics MAT17732 this semester. This is an online summer course and it is taught asynchronously. The goal of this video is to not only introduce myself, but I also want to show you around our Blackboard course and help get you situated. So let's get started. When you look at your list of Blackboard courses, there should be one listed as Summer 2021 Statistics, MAT17732. Click on that, that's our course. When you click onto our course, it will lead you directly to the course content page. If you ever get lost or shy away from that page, you can look on the left sidebar here where it says course content and it will bring you right back to this page. Every week by Monday, I will be posting a new weekly module, and the newest one will appear at the top. So we're in week 1, so you're going to click here to start. In your weekly module, what will happen is on the left, you'll have a left sidebar table of contents. You'll also have a sidebar over here, which you can make disappear if you want to by clicking on the vertical bar on the right-hand side. And you can make it reappear by clicking out. That's important to know. So I'm going to click it away so our screen's bigger right now. So what you'll see in your weekly module every week is it will start with an overview. And this is directly from your course map, and it will have our objectives and it will have the things that are due. Next, you'll just click down through each item. This week we have introductory materials, which we're going to go through all together. We have our syllabus, course map, how to submit assignment, and calculator steps document. We'll go through the fine points of some of those momentarily. But then after that, usually it'll get right into content with instructions. So we're clicking on our chapter 1, Introduction to Statistics. And it says here, review all the materials and do every item in the folder. So there's 3 items, 1.1, 1.2, and 1.3. And it tells you what items to turn in and what you need to work on but not turn in yet. This one's due next week. And then after that, we have one section from chapter 2 for this week, and here's the instructions for it, and then the actual assignment you'll see here. So some of them will have attached files, which you can just click on the attached file, and then we have some videos, and just make sure you scroll all the way down. And at the end of every weekly module, the last item will be a check. Did you turn in your assignments? So we have a few assignments that are due by June 6th, and then we'll get new ones released on the following Monday. I'm going to go ahead and click into our syllabus. So we'll talk about some of the finer points of this course. You should take the opportunity to read through the whole syllabus though at some point. So this is an asynchronous course, meaning we have no required live meetings. What happens is every week by Monday, you'll have a new module released to you. We just went through the first module so you could get a glimpse of it. And what's in there is all kinds of instructional materials, and you'll have written directions for assignments that you will turn in. And the due dates for the assignments are listed within the module, but also in the course map what you are getting. So although we have no required meetings, you may want to reach me at some point in time. You can see here on the very first page of the syllabus, I have my office hours. You can email me. My email is listed right here. And in your email, you just want to list your name, the reason you want to meet, and then give me 2 to 3 preferred times that you'd be available to meet, and I'll try to coordinate something with you. Something very important to know is that all meetings in this course will occur via Zoom, so you need to make sure that you are an authenticated user, which means you have a Zoom account through the school, and you can access the meeting link to Zoom on the left sidebar of our course page. And then there's a link that says Meet with Professor Wilson. So if you're unable to meet with me via Zoom, or it's not something that you're comfortable with, I can always take your emails. And if you email me, give me 24 hours for a quality response, but I will get back to you with either a written explanation, I might write something out and attach it if there's a lot of math work, or I can make a video for you on YouTube and send it to you, depending on what type of question it is. So although we're an asynchronous course, I do want to offer some group extra help hours. So on Thursday nights from 7 to 8:30, we have drop-in Zoom sessions. And during those sessions, you can ask questions, you can work with peers. It will help hopefully create some collegiality in this course. So this is a general statistics course. We're going to talk about data, measures of central tendency. We'll get into binomial and normal distributions. We'll talk about central limit theorem and confidence intervals as well. There will be 4 unit tests and a final exam. Should know based on the school's credit hour policy that you should be spending about 18 hours a week on this course. Remember that we are taking a semester and smushing it into 8 weeks instead of 15 and a half weeks. So there is more work in a shorter amount of time. I'm going to give you the opportunity on your own to go through and go ahead and look at all of the student learning outcomes that are on the second and third page here. But on the third page, you'll see where we have required materials, and this is very, very important. You need a TI-83 or TI-84 plus is required for this course. We use calculators constantly. A lot of times there will be formulas in this course, and I'm going to encourage you to always use a calculator wherever possible instead of the formula. We'll start using our calculators in week 2 of the course. Other required materials, as I said, are you need to have a Zoom account if you're looking to come to extra help meetings. Now, the text for this course, the textbook, is online and you paid for it with your materials, so there's no need to go and buy anything. The most important thing you'll get from this recording, though, is on the 4th page of your syllabus are the instructions for actually accessing your textbook and all the materials. So we have something called Pearson MyLab, and through Pearson MyLab you'll get to access the textbook, but also there's lots of multimedia materials, but your homework and all of your tests are assigned through MyLab. In a box here on this page, there's directions for accessing MyLab, and you can see that there's a code here in purple. That is the code that you will be asked to use. I'm back on our course page, and I'm going to click on this aqua bar here to make the sidebar appear again, and I'm now going to go where Pearson MyLab is. This is what you'll click whenever you have a homework, assignment, or a test. And all your homework and tests are going to be at MyLab Stat, all assignments. Okay, but also there's a link to the text here in the multimedia library, which has all kinds of applets and videos you can watch. All the textbook solutions, if you do any problems from the tests, are right here, and I recommend doing a browser check also. But if you click on any of these links the first time you want to get into MyLab, what it's going to do is it's going to prompt you to sign in. If you have a Pearson account, sign in using the account name that you have, but then it'll eventually ask you for a code. That's the one in the syllabus. It's really important that you sign up for the Pearson MyLab using the method I just described by clicking Pearson MyLab and then clicking one of these links rather than going to the MyLab site itself, because this is a linked course. Back to our syllabus, you need to make sure that you have access to a reliable computer and internet so you can get all of the materials, and you should be checking your email daily for announcements, and you should be checking the course more than once a week. Multiple times a week. Another thing that I want to point out to you is you should have Office 365, and it's available free to all students at the school. If that's something you need more information about, there is a link here. When I show a PowerPoint or a Word document, I've created it using Office 365, and it'll be easiest for you to open in the same format, because sometimes if you open in another program, some of the symbols aren't going to come out quite right, and to avoid that problem you need to use Office 365. If you are turning in a file to me, I prefer a Word, PDF, PowerPoint, or some sort of JPEG. Do not submit anything to me from Pages from Apple, because I don't have an Apple computer, so I can't open it. But you can, when you have an assignment, you can always write on the document and upload, or you can write on notebook paper even, or blank paper, and then just take a picture and upload your assignments to me. You never have to write or print on the actual paper. I understand that some people don't have printers, so that's okay. You'll notice printers not listed here. I'll let you read through some of the basic computer skills and the etiquette. We always want to be respectful to each other, but then also let's talk about the learning procedures for this class. It's asynchronous. We're going to use Blackboard and Pearson MyLab. I've showed you both of them already. The course will open directly to the content page. A new folder or module will be released every Monday of the week, or a little earlier than that. And it'll include an overview, instructions, and learning materials, as I already showed you. So assignments and due dates are listed, and homeworks will be distributed through MyLab, while discussions, written assignments, can be written on Scrapwork and submitted through Blackboard. The course is asynchronous, but it's important to note that it's not self-paced. I am releasing new material every week, and you can't let it snowball, because the concepts build on top of each other, and if you're not keeping up with the material, you're going to find yourself in a hole that's hard to get out of. you need to make sure that you are putting in the effort, and you also need to, especially for an asynchronous course, make sure you're advocating for yourself by asking questions when you have them, and reaching out to me when you do have those questions. Make sure that you have an email address that you are checking regularly. That's so important. And make sure that that email address is what's hooked up to your MyLab assignments, because MyLab has a feature where you can ask questions to the professor, but you're going to have a hard time you're going to have a hard time getting responses for those questions if you're not checking your email, because I'll just press reply to them and it will reply to whatever email it's sent from. So like I said, I do want to have extra help on Thursday nights. That's based on your surveys. We decide on Thursdays nights from 7 to 8:30 p.m. You can email me questions in advance, or you can just show up as drop-in, and it's group extra help time. Other than that extra resource that we're having for this class, you do have ACE tutoring, and it is open in the summer, so I highly recommend taking advantage of the tutoring at the school for extra help. And the information on that you can see right here. Went on to the next page. And also, if you require disability services, or you think you do, first off, if you do require disability services and you have a form, make sure you send it to me so I can make sure you're getting the proper accommodations. But if you have questions or anything, here's the information for that too. Here on page 7 of our syllabus, we have the grading policy. Homework, we're 20%, assignments 20%, tests 40%, final exam 10%, and discussions 10%. Each homework is worth the same amount or weighted equally in their category. Assignments are weighted equally in their category. Tests are weighted equally in their category. Even though they might look like they're at different amounts, they end up being weighted equally. You can see here there's a breakdown of assignments by unit, and this is also a good indicator of what sections are in each unit, so you take note of that. Our final is a cumulative exam, meaning everything is on the final. Let's go over what the different parts of types of assignments are. First, we have discussions. So discussions are a good way to connect. You'll get one discussion every week for the first 7 weeks of the course. Now, if we go to our content area, you can find the discussion board on the left sidebar, and you can see here at the top it says I have a question. If you ever have questions, you can post them on there, or you can just email me. I know people are more comfortable with that. But every week a new discussion will roll out, and this week's discussion is going to be an introduction. So I hope everyone participates in it. You need to participate in at least 5 discussions out of the 7 that will be posted. So to participate in a discussion, you click on discussion 1, and this is what it'll look like. You can read other people's by clicking on their thread. So I posted one of me, so you can see me. And also the grading information, there will be a rubric every week. I clicked grading information, and you can just click on the rubric, and a rubric will show up for you to view so you can see what's expected of you. The homeworks are listed in MyLab. The homework assignments are due. They have due dates that are usually due on Sundays, but you're able to access them all throughout to the end of the semester. And if you click here on the left-hand side, MyLab, and go to My Assignments, that's where your assignments and your homeworks and your tests will show up. And if you click on any assignment, you'll see that there's video clips here too. You need to click on those to get to the questions, but all of the content that I give you will go through all of the material. So this is just extra, but you need to at least click on it to move on. But say you're doing a problem and you need help. I've clicked on a question and I'm not so sure about it, so I'm going to go to the right hand side and go to question help. A lot of times there will be either give me an example problem or help me solve this. That's where I recommend that you start, but then also there's ask my instructor. If you click on there, you can type in your message and it will send me the problem you're working on. And this is important that if you have MyLab questions, you send them this way, because it sends me exactly what you're working on. And questions, or the numbers are toggled for different students, so this will allow me to get back to you quicker without going into your account directly. The tests and the final exam are both given through MyLab, but the assignments are written. And for each test, you'll do your test in MyLab, but then you will submit via Blackboard your written work for the test. You should always, for assignments and for your written work, be showing all the steps for the problems in order to make sure that you get all the credit. Finally, if we scroll to the next couple of pages, we have a course calendar, and this is a calendar of when everything is due. So we had that breakdown of assignments, and here's all the due dates for them. And I know that the homeworks you can turn in a little bit late. The discussions will not be accepted late. I really recommend trying to stay on time as much as possible. We also have a course map, which has all of the weekly overviews for you, so you can look ahead and you can also know what the objectives are and make sure that you print these